That works. Hi everyone, like Tori said, my name is Megan, and I have spent the last almost 2 years working at Faces Without Places, and our executive director Ramin is here as well. I'm very glad he could make it. And so I've done a lot of POLs. It feels like a million POLs, but I've done quite a few, and I feel like all of my other ones have been very much about the kids that we serve and that kind of thing, and I really wanted this one to be more about what it's been as a journey for myself. And I was remembering back to, we do something at Public Allies called a cultural sharing, where everyone brings an item at retreat, and the item that I brought to show everybody was a couple of self-portraits that I had done, and I expressed that I really wanted to get back into making art and painting and all of those things, and hopefully making another self-portrait near the end of Public Allies with the help of the confidence that the program and everybody has given me. And so this one over here, sorry, Tori. This is one of the self-portraits I had made a few years ago. And I really like this one a lot, and it's funny because after I made it, I felt sort of like it was a lot of pressure to make something as cool as this. That's really tooting my own horn a lot, but and so that kind of led to my artist block, if you will. And so when I was thinking about what I would do for my POL, I was thinking of doing another self-portrait, and I thought, it feels kind of too self-absorbed to just do a self-portrait. And while you can make a piece of art that really speaks to who you are and your experience, I really wanted to capture why I am who I am now. And I think that has a lot to do with all the people who have been a part of my Public Allies experience. So what I did was I blew up this really big on a projector and and traced it onto this piece of paper here. And the only thing that I changed about it was, as you can see in this one, the eyes are looking off to the side. And then in this one, I made the eyes face forward. And that symbolizes to me the fact that I do feel like I have so much more confidence now. Because in art history, the symbolism of the averted gaze, a lot of times that symbolized a woman kind of playing her gender role and being more feminine and submissive and things like that. And I think that I wanted the eyes to face forward because I feel like I can look everybody in the eyes now, and I know who I am, and I have a lot to say. So that's that piece. And then what I did was I then made it into a grid, and it was 50 pieces, which was kind of a big undertaking, and cut up all the pieces and gave them to everybody that's sort of in my life. And this is what was made out of it. And all the people that were a part of it we have a lot of Public Allies made a piece. My family made a piece. This is my mom right here. It's so cute. And then I had friends outside of PA. I had Public Allies from last year, and co-workers, and the kids in our program, and volunteers as well. And so what I really learned from the process of making this was that, while I was trying to find a way to show all the memories and experiences that I've had, the process of it became a memory and experience in itself. So collecting all the pieces from everybody and sending them out and putting it all together and all of those things became this experience that I didn't realize that I needed in order to kind of get closure and really process everything throughout the 2 years that I've been in this program and at Faces Without Places. And it was really cool because I went into the homes of people who I haven't seen in like a year, and got to see their children who have grown up so much, and it was, otherwise I might not have seen them, So it was a really cool reason to see what people are doing and ask them to be a part of something that ended up being, like a small piece of a whole because what I really like is that while I felt like people were doing something for me, it turned out that in some cases I was doing something for them because I was offering them an opportunity to kind of express something that might be going on with them, or just, you know, be creative at a time that maybe they needed it. Like for example, this one here. So this is made up of little pieces of a zine that I helped to make last year as a part of my TSP project. And Yvette, who was a part of that group, and I feel is a very dear friend, but I really never get to see very much. She made that piece and she expressed that it really came at a time when she really needed to think back to that process and think back on the project we did and remember, you know, what the process of making that was like. So she made a piece out of those, which is really cool. And then this one here is one of the staff members at the IHN homeless shelter who I've worked with pretty closely. She is going back to Germany pretty soon. So she wrote things like together and friendship and a word in German that I think means community or something like that. She said it doesn't really translate. But so it's really cool that each piece has an individual meaning. And then when they come together, I think they really represent what community means to me. Because I think that community is, you know, it is a patchwork of experiences and backgrounds and people. And, you know, everyone brings something different to the table, which I think is, you know, I think public allies is a patchwork. And, you know, it's really diverse, each piece is different, and on its own, it means something. And then when they all come together, they interact with each other in a way that, you know, all the many pieces, as diverse as they are, make one thing that means whatever, you know, it means to different people. And something else about community is that you can't really control it. So, so I had to just let all these pieces go that were pretty important to me and take them as they came back to me. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you give people things and what you get back is like kind of weird, you know, like that one. It's a little weird. Or you don't get it back at all, you know. And so I think that represents like you don't have any control over what the community makes of things, the pieces that you give them, and I think that's actually a really cool thing. And in Public Allies we have a saying of my worldview is not the worldview, and that applies to something as small as color. You know, like if I said peach, and everyone has a very different interpretation of what that is. You've got bright orange, like a goldish color here, and then down here we've got like bright pink. So it's interesting that everybody has a different interpretation, and in a community everyone has different resources as well, different ideas, and I think that's what this represents to me. And it also represents you know, who I've become, because I wouldn't be who I am without all the pieces that everyone's given me. And I think life is about, you know, moving forward through life with and taking little pieces of everybody that you meet and every experience that you have. And so I think it's really cool because POLs is kind of like that. I think that today I'm going to get to see everybody else's patchwork, you know, of all the things that their network around them has given them. So, yeah. And yeah, I think that's